Hola, soy la profesora Clark, and today we're going to talk about articles and determining gender of nouns in Spanish. To begin, when we refer to nouns in Spanish, especially when you read in your book, each noun is going to be accompanied by an article. In your book, in your vocabulary list, the definite article is going to be what accompanies your vocabulary word. However, we do also use indefinite articles. To begin, what are the definite articles? Well, definite articles in English are just the. And it's very interesting because in Spanish there are 4 representations of a definite article. There's el, which is a singular masculine definite article, la, which is the singular feminine definite article, los, plural masculine definite article, and las, plural feminine definite article. Then we also have indefinite articles, and in English, the indefinite articles are a, an, or some. We also can see that there are 4 indefinite articles in Spanish, and there is un, which is the singular masculine indefinite article, una, the singular feminine indefinite article, unos, plural masculine indefinite article, and unas, plural feminine indefinite article. I want you to make a note here to see that the translation for un and una are different than the translations for unos and unas, okay? And that is different between these 2 columns because we can see that these 4 words, el, la, los, and las, all translate to the in English, whereas these 4 words do not have the same definition. Un could be a or an, una could be a or an, unos is some, and unas is some. Now, since we have 4 designations that correspond to singular, plural, feminine, and masculine, we need to be able to determine what the gender is, which is going to be feminine or masculine, or what the number is, which is going to be singular or plural. The first step is to determine gender. For the most part, nouns, articles, and adjectives will have a gender. And so when we are looking to find the gender of a noun to begin with, but then later articles and adjectives, when we're looking to determine the gender of nouns, we're going to look at the end of the word. So nouns ending in the letter L, O, N, or R are usually masculine. But you'll find in Spanish that there's always exceptions to the rule. So if we look at this column, you'll see that there are definite exceptions. For example, la mano, which is just feminine, even though it ends in O. La foto, which is an abbreviation for a longer word that is feminine, la fotografía. La moto is also an abbreviation for la motocicleta. El modelo refers to a male model, but when you're going to refer to a female model, you're still going to use modelo, but you're going to use a feminine article. Same thing with soldado, which means soldier in Spanish. It's going to refer to a male soldier or a female soldier. Then we also have la flor, which means flower, and la piel, which means skin, both of which are just feminine because those are the rules. Moving right along, nouns ending in the letter A, AD, CION with an accent on the O, and SION are usually feminine. There are some other feminine suffixes, esa, ia, tad, tud, umbre, ie, nsa, cis, and itis, and these are also feminine as well. However, we can see to the right that there are exceptions for feminine nouns. For example, el dia. This one should stand out to you because when we greet someone, we're going to say buenos dias. And that is why buenos ends in an O and not an A, because dia is masculine. Another word is el problema, that ends in an A, but because it's from Greek, meaning it's imported from another language, it's going to be masculine. El planeta follows the same rule, and el mapa ideally would follow that same rule. Nouns ending in the letter nte can either be masculine or feminine because they usually refer to people. So we're going to have el estudiante, which is going to be a male student, and la estudiante, which is going to be a female student. El agente, a male agent, and la agente, a female agent. And because they actually end in E, the gender is going to be determined by the article that precedes it, either el or la. However, there are exceptions to even words that end in E. For example, if we have the word cliente, that's going to be the masculine form. But since it's a quite irregular noun, clienta, meaning a female client, is going to end in A. Same thing happens with sirviente, male servant, and sirvienta. The feminine version ends in an A. And my favorite, el presidente and la presidenta. The feminine version ends in A. There are other words that end in E that can only either be masculine or only either be feminine. So, el cine is masculine only. Even though it ends in an E, it's actually an abbreviation for cinema. Also, we have la tarde, and that is why we say buenas tardes. Okay? However, we do have equipaje and paisaje that end in E. Actually, the suffix is aje, and these are only masculine. Finally, nouns ending in the letter ista, el pianista, and artista can either be masculine or feminine, but we're just going to determine that by the article that precedes it. And the ista does not change regardless of whether you're referring to a male or a female. Also, to finalize this, sometimes the meaning of the word changes when the gender changes. So I can have la naranja, which means a fruit, but if I change the article to el and the ending to o, el naranjo, it changes the definition and it turns into an orange tree. La orden is an order of food, but el orden is a succession of events. La guía is a guidebook, which is a thing. And el guía is a person who guides. Finally, at the end, I'd like to point out the gender of foreign words. If a word is introduced into Spanish from another language, it is usually masculine. However, there are exceptions. For example, if the word is feminine and refers to a feminine in Spanish, for example, la web is going to refer to la telaraña, which is feminine, and it's going to stay that way. If the translation includes a feminine, for example, la target, target is a store, and the word for store in Spanish is tienda, and that is feminine. So, as an abbreviation, people might say la target. Hopefully, this explanation on gender of nouns will help us figure out how to express things, nouns, especially nouns, articles, and adjectives in Spanish. And on the next installment, we'll talk about singular and plural. Thank you. Bye-bye.